I'm remembering it's because we were supposed to write books and read books since high school, after school, but something happened to us when before they made the movie Twilight and New Moon. It's because we had a proposal, a wedding coming up, and it was from October, and the girl was from December. I'm the girl that they were talking about. It's because I was asking if anybody had ever seen a mummy in real life, and if the movie The Mummy Returns was based on a true story. Because I was trying to collect the movie Men in Black, Zorro, Jumanji, and what was the other movie? Dracula. And I think it was another one, The Mummy Returns, and Men in Black, and Zorro, and there was like all these different kind of movies. But my question was, if they had some friend that I was talking to, if he had ever seen, um, what was I asking him? Oh yeah, my question was, is he a person who has been to a museum or to an I was it there's two kind, not a zoo. They have a museum, a zoo, and I forgot what was the other one. The reason I was asking is because we went to go see a movie, and in the movie they said that the characters were real. So I started to pick out characters and everything, and it's because my husband, he was a musician. He's a musician, and we kind of separated and broke up right before the wedding because something happened to us. And they were saying that in marriage you're supposed to be loyal and faithful to your husband or your fiance, and in the relationship they were passing some information to my husband, but they gave it to me, and they were checking to see if I was really paying him the respect that I was supposed to give to him as a wife. And I don't know what they did, but um, they passed me over to a lot of drum players and to a drum line at school, and he started to beat me up at the house. So I said no, and they made a movie called Twilight and New Moon, but I was talking about the other book, the one that they use for the vampires, the one where you drink the red wine, and you do rituals at night with black candles and white and orange candles for Halloween. They say that if you follow the rituals for curing a person, like to heal a person who's been hurt before, you can put black candles, white candles, and orange candles, depending where you get your candles at. Those are the ones that we're looking for. The ones that are long, those. I know where to get those at, but I would have to go in person. And we were talking about that because my husband had a poster in the wall that was for wizards, and he was collecting Lord of the Rings, but I was collecting Harry Potter, my husband. And it was a true story. They started to come up with lots of characters, lots of actors, lots of movies, and I thought everything was made believe, but they were actually showing what a real vampire teeth looks like. Some are made of real teeth and some are made artificial. And oh my god, I was very surprised because my husband, he's from October and I'm from December. They changed the whole theme on my account from winter to autumn because of my husband. And I was like, oh my god, don't tell me that. Oh my god! And it's the Edward Cullen from the movie Twilight, Robert Pattinson. My dad's name is Robert, and my uncle's name is Robert, and one of my closest friends from when I graduated, He wasn't a very good friend, like where I knew him very well, but I have pictures of him. His name is also Robert, but I didn't know that his name was Robert Pattinson, the actor, but they gave him that name. Those are people that came into my life after the proposal, because my husband proposed to me in high school, but he had a history. Him, he had came out, I think, in the movie called Dracula, or that's where he comes from. Him, Edward Cullen, the one from Robert Pattinson. Him, I think he came out in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he came out in a few movies with Dracula. But dude, those are freaking collectibles. Like, those are for people that believe in that kind of stuff. If you put a protection in your house from stuff like that, you will probably heal inside, but you will have to do it every week, like her. You know how she healed and she recovered? Like that. Okay, I was the one looking into that stuff. Shit, they got a lot of stuff that was mine and my husband's. They took away my phone, they took away my laptop. I had to offer everything. I even offered a car and a house. I offered everything because they were assaulting us over here. We don't know who the person was, but my husband, Pobrecito, he was barely proposing to me, but I didn't want him to know what was going on because they did something to us over there in my grandma's neighborhood. I didn't want my friend to know anything because these are big people, people that come from society, from high class people. And it was because of my husband that they were giving me the help, because he was a musician. He was a drum player. Oof, they were passing lots of drum players over here. But the first person that they introduced me to was Steve. But I met Dylan and John Jay also. Those three are drum players. Um, I am not a musician, but I do like to dance and sing since I was little, since elementary. And I had a friend named Robert. His name is Robert Garcia or Garza. I don't know his name. And we had another friend named Raul. And these people thought that we were talking about my uncle and my dad. And no, we were talking about my friends from school. Oh, I was very upset because I said if my son was to come out with the name Robert, I would be very proud because of my family, because of my uncle and my dad and my friend. But I didn't know how to tell him because my husband had just proposed to me and I had to go all the way back because of that. And you have no idea what I went through so I can go back to a regular schedule. Those are vampires, like people that come from big books, like wizards and stuff. Like people that come from witchcrafts and tarot card reading and vampires and mummies and zombies and stuff like that. I'm not really digging the zombie stuff because it looks a lot better in the video games, but the vampire stuff is what got me the most. And also the mummies. The mummies are really cool. My aunt, she was born in the month of November, and my cousin, and they are like that. They are Scorpios. They are from the time of the sand, like from the ocean. Yeah, and my husband, he's from October. He's very different than my friends from school. But I was really upset. My dad had his passing this past February, and I want you to know that I really took that to my heart and to my graveyard. How they say in Halloween. I already know what I'm gonna look like when I die. I even know what kind of clothes they're gonna put on me. That's how bad it's been. And you could already imagine. But yes, Robert Pattinson comes from a very big collection, and if it wasn't him, then that's where they got the connections for the movie when they made it. As a matter of fact, they passed over lots of connections over here because I was a big fanatic of Harry Potter before I met my husband. But not because I was a collector, because I was very into the video game Harry Potter. Then I met my husband. He's a collector of Lord of the Rings. My husband, he's a big believer of that. And I'm not into that kind of stuff, but I do like Harry Potter. I do like I do like tarot card reading for astrology, and I do like reading the Bible. But I cannot go to church anymore because of my husband, because my whole religion changed. It's still the Bible, though. It's still the Bible, but it's not that one. It's a black one. My aunt gave it to me, and I didn't follow through with the rules from it. So I got in big trouble because of that. But yes, owls used to appear late at night at my grandma's house, and bats used to appear at my grandma's sister's house, my mom's aunt's house, over there in pharr, in the city of pharr here in Texas. I believe in vampires, in Dracula. I'm a big believer of stuff like that. Yeah, and yeah, my dad had his passing. He died. I was really mad because they did something to my family, and I didn't do it with a bad intention. I did it because I wanted to know who the person was. My dad was in a coma. He was in an ICU room. Whoever did that is gonna pay for what they did. That's not right. And so I'm just passing my message of how I know about the books and how I got the message of the books. But I haven't collected or bought anything. My mom is the only one that has permission to that stuff because she's the only one working.